see if there's a way to switch this thing around. Flip the camera so y'all can see the monster itself. Alright. It's always a solution.
Simple solution is usually the best one.
So yeah, I can go multiple platforms on my phone, but I can't do it on my laptop. That is so fucking weird.
Yeah, that's something funky. Something funky.
That is so weird. But that, guys, happy you guys can see us. It's just unfortunate that we couldn't bring you the footage that I had set up on my laptop for some odd reason. Not sure what's going on with all that, but I'm gonna do a re-upload where you guys can see it from a different angle, but I'm happy that I can just bring it to you guys right now.
So we are going to take the crankshaft and we're going to drop it on here. We have to go very slow. We don't want it to nick this side or this side. We want it to fall perfectly down in that cradle. We don't want it to move anywhere. Just drop straight in. I'll have you hold the front because the back's a little more tricky to get in. But this is something you should always do with two people if it's available, because the crankshaft is a heavy ass component. So you take this side. We do not want anything to mar the surface of this bitch. Alright. So we need you to come a little bit to your right. Or sorry, your left. Slow. Slower. Slower. You're still to the right, way too far.
So you're my left?
Yeah, you need to go to your left. Drop in the that's it. Alright. Then we're looking good.
Alright, cool.
You're probably gonna need to move your phone because this is where all the bearings are at.
Oh shoot.
Any spot's gonna be better than that. For a moment. First thing we're going to do is check the internal clearance of the main bearings. And the way that we do that is with a magic tool we call Plastigauge. Plastigauge is exactly what it sounds like. It's a little strip of plastic that will crush between the bearings when we tighten them down. And that's going to let us then take the cap back off and measure how flat the width of the Plastigauge is. And we can determine if the internal clearances are within specification or not. This is our second set of bearings because they sent us the wrong one the first time. So the good news is if any are not perfectly in clearance, we can try some of the other bearings from the other set to see if we can get the correct clearance. The clearance factor we're looking for is 0.0025.
So you want it to be right around, right in this range.
Yeah, one of those. Each of these bearing caps is it's labeled. You can see there's one and there's an arrow which shows you which direction it inserts so that you don't end up putting it in backwards. You want this surface right here where the bearing sits to be perfectly dry, absolutely no grease or anything underneath there. Which is a little tricky because then you go and you put grease on the other side of the bearing once you get it inside. Honestly, I should pull out a speaker and we should just play some beats.
It's weird that it wasn't continuing to play this now.
Yeah, especially if you set it up with like a playlist or something.
I did. It's so fucking weird.
None of your shit's working, Earl.
I don't fucking know. It's the weirdest shit ever. So weird that it's not working. So crazy that I can't do it on my laptop. I can do it on my phone. That is the weirdest shit ever, bro.
It is pretty funky.
So weird that it's like that.
I'm sure you can't see it, but there's a tiny little green strip of plastic in the palm here. I'm gonna lay that perpendicular across the bearing cap.
Welcome to my channel. Where's the camera facing?
Let me see. Oh, it didn't flip it.
Put your game down, flip it, and reverse that, bro.
Oh, it's weird that it don't want to do that. There you go.
We're going to put a thin layer of fastener assembly lubricant on the threads and on the bottom of the heads where it makes contact, so our torque is as close to accurate as possible. Why don't you go ahead and set up these bolts? Like seriously, just a thin coating here and here while I cut some more gauge so we got all the caps
On the ends and on the heads.
Right now, we're literally just checking the clearance. This is not final assembly. I'm still trying to clean everything inside and out, but we will clean it a second time before we do final assembly.
Joker_902_. Welcome to my channel.
Oh. That's gonna be a nightmare.
Yep. That's gonna be a hot shit show all day long. But so far, everything been there.
Yeah, it has
At
been a
least
shit
it's
show.
not the problems with the fucking parts like the first time we tried.
Yeah.
I'd rather have technical glitches than
Pause problems where you can't
sitting
even get it
here
done.
where you can't even proceed.
Yeah.
There's a little notch on one side and one little notch on the bearing, so you can't get them in backwards either.
Oh man. on this top end. Okay.
Yeah, just right where you can see the thing actually makes contact. A lot of engine builders will just check one bearing, and if it's good, they'll call it good. I highly recommend, if you're trying to build a high horsepower type of application, to check each and every clearance and then double check that shit.
It's better to double check, especially if you want your stuff to last.
Now the plastic is going to squish on the crankshaft. When you remove that, I recommend using like a plastic business card or even a cardboard business card like the ones you get in the mail or something, because we don't want to put even the tiniest nick on the camshaft journals. Crankshaft journals, my bad. Camshaft is the same thing that you don't want anything bigger than clearance, or worse, almost tighter than clearance.
This shit could get messy.
Yeah, we're gonna need more of that for the connecting rods too.
You said it then later. I'm keeping it as little as I can.
You know what? I'm trying to put the wrong bearing in here. That's the thrust. So the one in the middle is extra wide. It's got walls on the outside because that one's designed to make sure the crankshaft doesn't walk forward or backwards.
That's the thrust bearing.
And there is an end play measurement once you get everything assembled. You put a magnetic dial caliper here, and you're actually going to push the crankshaft backward and forward. And I believe that's between 4 and 20 thousandths as well. If you're walking around more than that, you need to get bearings that have thicker thrust plates. It's frustrating, but if anything is out of spec, it's always better to go back to the machine shop, have them bore your crankshaft journals straight, get bigger bearings, whatever it takes. Don't assume that you can get away with trying to cut corners even by a tiny bit. It will always come back to bite you in the ass.
Yep, I agree with that.
The crankshaft is actually not a solid component, it's hollow. It's designed so that it can pump the oil pressure through it. And when these bearings are spinning while the engine's running with a good oil pump, there's actually no physical contact between the metal of these bearings and the metal of the crankshaft. It creates a thin oil film that it rides on.
Oh, scared the shit out of me.
When you're doing freeway miles in a healthy engine, it's really not doing any internal damage whatsoever. 90% of your damage to your engine happens when you first start it up, when there's no oil pressure inside of these areas. All right, 3. Last time I rebuilt a 5.0, I was probably 23 years old. And I just boarded 40 over, made it into a 308. That was fun.
And you're what, 39?
I am now 39 years old.
See,
Beat the crap out of that engine until I could hear some piston slaps starting to happen, and now it's time to do it again. And in the automotive high performance world, we say there is no replacement for displacement. If you want to make power, boring your cylinders as big as you can get will get you a little extra power. If you stroke it, that's going to get you the maximum returns you can see. But it's going to require a lot more work, a lot more money. This kit that I bought was supposed to be a balanced kit from Eagle. And I think I paid $1,700 for the crankshaft, the connecting rods, the pistons, which we've already had problems with. It also came with the balancer and the flywheel, which is what we call the rotating assembly. It's nice to get that kit all together just because you can take that to your guy and actually have it professionally balanced. If they claim it's balanced from the factory, pay for a professional to balance it again, because mine was still way out.
I don't think there's enough coating.
It looks good.
A whole lot of just tedious work when you're building an engine. Realistically, if you're doing it right, you're gonna mock it up, disassemble it, mock it up maybe 3-4 times in the process of building an engine.
Seed and bearings, huh?
Bearings and caps. All right, these are all lubed.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. There's going to be a very specific amount of torque we're going to put on these. There's usually a sequence. It's almost always to spiral from the middle out. But we'll double check all that before we start going crazy with it.
because I got all this. I should probably change.
Go ahead and swap those gloves out. If you want to do me a favor, why don't you set up my 16-inch MacBook on the stove or something? I'll pull out a speaker so we can bump some of my unreleased bullshit.
This is the one, right?
No, that's the 13th. 17, I think, is on the shelf over there.
Yeah, because it's dead.
The 17?
No, I'm saying.
Oh, the music, yeah.
Yeah.
We need some music. We're missing a bolt, I think.
No, shouldn't be.
Yeah, I swear we had them all in there when we started.
Oh, because it's under here.
Yeah, one was hiding. Can you throw some lube on now?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. While you do that, I'll situate a little bit. Something for us to bump. Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna go through both those boxes of gloves and shit. Don't feel like you're being wasteful. Try and use the blue ones first if you can, though, just because those are. I don't like those ones.
Okay. You should have told me that.
At least for this part where we're just gonna be chucking a bunch. Once we get into more assembly, we'll use the other ones, but when you know we're just gonna live one volt and chuck them. This one feels a little tight. Right now, we don't want to rotate the crankshaft because we're just checking clearances. After we reassemble it with the Molly lube on there.
With the Molly lube.
Oh, we're gonna use all the Molly. Then we can spin it just to see how everything feels.
The Molly.
Got that Molly Moss.
Jose Pena.
That would make this job way more fun. Yeah.
It being a
This will solve the problem. Little block rocker always helps.
yeah.
I must say, I thought his business of putting you in the field, on the run as it were, highly irregular.
Beautiful.
My name is Pussy Galore. Would you like to check my feelings?
Use
It's our mission, sir, in Austria.
Well, tell him to pull out. Immediately.
Martin Sherman Observer.
pump her for animation.
Oh, James, I cannot find the words.
Well, let me try and enlarge your vocabulary.
That track was called Phantom Ops.
That's
That's gonna be on my next release, Trailer Made Volume 2. Y'all get the world premiere of that before it drops. Alright, Earl, let's play a game. How much torque do you think these main cap bolts require?
15 foot-pounds.
15. I'm gonna guess 44. Let's see what the actual spec is.
Oh yeah, with the freaking big giant bolts, yeah, probably around.
GT main bearing torque specs. I'm seeing 60 to 70, so we were both under. I'm seeing other people say 95 to 105.
I guess that would depend on the application, right?
The main cap is 60 to 70 when tightening the main cap. What torque number should I go with? I was thinking 65 or should I go 70? I'd go 67.5 just because I'm anal retentive. I like that. 67.5. What else can we see? Yeah, I'm pretty much seeing 60 to 70 is the most common here, and that makes sense. Camshaft sprocket bolts 82 to 95. That's for a 4.6. Yeah, I'm going to do 65 for this. Will be an excellent way just to check the clearances. You can get a torque bolt or torque wrench from Harbor Freight for as cheap as 10 bucks. When you're doing internal engine shit, I recommend spending a whole lot more money for a very professional one. Today we'll be using a snap-on torque wrench that cost me about $400.
That's the cheap one.
It's definitely,
But that's a good one because it's a snap on.
yeah.
Man, you know how much that wrench is now?
How much?
Motherfucker told me they paid $750 for that fucking wrench.
Never buy tools off a tool truck unless you like throwing away money for no reason. Set that to 65. And we'll go next. Try and torque them evenly side to side. You don't want one side to torque while the other side's still loose. The nice thing about this torque wrench, it shows you how much torque you're actively applying. I can see right there, just finally starting to get some grip.
It's crazy how technology can measure all that.
26 on one side, 26 on that side. Step it up in a couple different. Alright. We won't run the full torque yet, we'll get the others down. All to about 30, about half torque. Not bad. You could do an experiment. You could torque it over torque, and that plastic gauge is going to be a lot more crushed. That's why we do all this work to clean the threads, add the torque fluid, all that stuff. If you're off by a few pounds, that can be the difference of a couple of thousands and hundreds of thousands of miles you may or may not get out of this engine.
Clearance and tolerances.
Take it up to 37 now. 40-ish. Closer. Not bad.
It's Skrillex.
Skrillex.
Welcome to my channel.
What's up, Skrillex? Welcome for popping in for this engine build.
Let me get on Al's list, Skrillex. I know it's not the real Skrillex, but that's Skrillex record label. Al's list. I think Odd Kid Out was on there. Check out Odd Kid Out if you don't know him. He's dope. Hey, cue up the next track, bro. I think we just finished number 2.
Oh, shit.
That's gonna be all damn day. Take it up to 50 now, getting close. 50. How'd you cue both at the same time?
Pull up iTunes.
Yeah. That's 50. It's 50! Next one should be the last round.
So you go up probably about 10 or 20 pounds.
Yeah, I'm taking it real slow on this one.
10, 20 pounds. Up. And then you just go to the other side.
Alright, let's do it. Last and final. 37. Look past that. We actually hit 65 exact. There, 67. That's close enough. Alright, 67, 67. Now we know that's what we're aiming for on all of them. Close. Yeah. I'm aiming for a 66.6 because this engine's gonna be a demon.
Motherfucker had wipers on in the Jeep just now.
Probably just stuck on. It's probably got an electrical short. Because it's Mopar.
Mopar don't go far.
No, snap. You're talking mad trash. Once upon a time, Mopar was the shit. Back in the 70s, that's how you made real power. But something done happened in the 80s. And then by the 90s, Mopar was the worst shit on the road.
Still is the worst shit on the road. We lube them?
Not yet.
Alright. Well, I coated these pretty good.
What's that?
I said I coated them pretty good.
Yeah, I think that was just about right. You don't want to rock them back and forth because you don't want to flatten the edges. Now, that little green spot in the middle, that's your plastic gauge. The way they designed the package it comes in, it's got the measurement right on it. And we're just gonna line it up. And see, we are aiming for 0.002, which is right there. And from what I'm seeing, what do you think, Earl? How does that look to you?
0.002.
We are dead on the first cap. I don't know if that's easy to see. I know we don't got a ton of light in here. But essentially, I can't ask for much better than that. 0.002, it's maybe a tiny bit bigger, which technically the exact spec we're aiming for is 0.0025. I'm gonna go ahead and call this first one a win. Like I said, getting that back out, you wanna be extra careful. We'll be very gentle with that. Earl, could you flip this shit for me there? I don't wanna put dirt and shit back on the caps if we can avoid it, even though we're gonna clean these up again. That last track was called ICE. Probably one of my favorite tracks off of the Trailer Made Volume 2 mixtape.
The Trailer Made. That man said Trailer Made.
It's called Trailer Made because we literally made it in the back of my trailer. I mean, technically it's a tour bus, but I mean, whatever. That's all right, we can put it on, yeah, that'll be perfect.
Yeah. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Oh man, we building the motor.
347 stroke.
This is going in a drift slash drag slash. It's pretty much road race.
Fighter.
This is a street fighter.
That's what we call it, a street fighter. Currently checking internal engine bearing clearances. 0.002. I'm on the wrong side, I'm on the wrong side. All right, we are still looking very good on the specs there that we're checking with plastic gauge. It's nice to have something going right on this build for a change.
Dude.
When we tried to start this 2 weeks ago, we got like 2 steps in and realized that they done gave us some garbage. Summit sent me a whole set of 8 fresh pistons to replace the one that I got, and I'm really glad they did, because the first one out of the box also didn't fit.
Self-destruct in 5
Actually, Jags.
You're right, you're absolutely right. I keep saying Summit. But Summit might have sent me the right parts the first time.
I was gonna say, cause I know some it's pretty reputable.
Yeah, Summit is kind of considered the big dogs. They were around before Jags.
Yeah, I heard how you said that they don't just have stuff available like kids. They have everything piece by piece.
Yeah, and honestly, sometimes that's cheaper. Like, this kit was all pieced together for me, and it didn't necessarily end up being to my advantage. So this main one looks a little bigger. Let's find out how much bigger. 0.0015. So it's a little bigger on the main, and I do still believe that's completely within the range of specification. So it's not quite 0.0015. It's more 0.02. Where are we at? 0.025 on here, right? 0.15. Double check whatever that was. Ooh, close. And it's 0.0018 to 0.0020. 50.18. So it's definitely still smaller than 0.0015, but over 0.0012, 0.002. Yeah, you can see that one is. You can see it is significantly larger.
Oh!
0.001, 0.002. But it's not, it's pretty much 0.0015, and technically 0.0018 is the end of spec. So it's a little bit on the bigger side. If it was gonna be on any cap, I would prefer it to be on the main, which has the extra support around it. I'm not gonna lose sleep over that, and that happens to be the one that got damaged in the package they sent me before, so we can't check the other one to see if it's a better clearance, unfortunately. I'm guessing these last two will probably be pretty close. The back one might be a little closer to the main cap. It might be a little bit wider. And after you break it in, it's gonna gain about another 0.0045-ish clearance anyway.
Gotta break that motherfucker in.
Yeah. If you do modern day plateau honing and you use fully sealed like Nippon rings, you can take your break-in period down from 1,000 miles all the way down to about 50 miles. Imagine starting your car up, driving 50 miles and being able to do burnouts and stuff. Like, the modern machining stuff is great. So we're definitely still within the 0.002. It's a little bigger, but well under the 0.0015. No worries there. And let's check our last cat. No cat. This one was a little tight to get in. There it is. Actually, this one looks right on the money. Yeah, it was like perfect, 0.002. And like I said, it's nice to have it on the tight end of things, but after braking, they're all gonna open up a bit anyway, so don't worry too much if it's a little closer to the end of the scale. All right, so we are very confident all of these caps are in. That's primary one. We can't really proceed unless we go past it. Now we just gotta be very careful in our extraction. Nice, I'm not seeing any nicks. It means we dropped it in there nice and even. Woo! All right, now comes the tedious, not fun at all, never-ending nonsense. No, we're about to file rings. And that means there's 8 cylinders. There's 2 rings that we have to file on each one, the top and the bottom. We have to get them to a 0.025 gap. There we go. Put it right. Something like that. Now we're going to be over the top about this. At this point, we're going to actually start matching everything 2 cylinders. All of these were bored 30,000s over, so it really shouldn't matter if we didn't, but we're trying to be over the top. You literally take the top compression ring, you're going to fit it inside of the cylinder. It's a little bit springy. You're going to have to collapse it a little bit. You want to do this very even, very straight. You do not want to tweak or bend this any more than necessary. Now that we got that inside of the cylinder, we need to file that gap at the end between 20 thousandths, which we're almost there, but we don't want it any bigger than 25 thousandths. You file it too much, you're going to lose compression. You don't file it enough, you might have too much compression and blow your shit up. The reason we're doing this now is because we're going to be creating a lot of metal filings, and we want to do all the dirty work before that crankshaft is in for the last time. After we get this all done, we're going to go back through, we're going to blow out the block, we're going to wipe it all back down with stuff again, but we're going to just be sitting here for quite a while. Most rings nowadays are this style. They're called file to fit. And the entire idea is we're trying to take the least amount of material off of this thing. This is that not glamorous part of engine building they don't show you. Everybody likes to show you the burnout. Nobody likes to show you the burnout that happens when you're actually building a fucking engine.
Yeah.
Now I did notice it seemed to be tighter at the back more so than the front. You want to keep it very perpendicular, but in the end you also want to get a straight shot. So you may actually end up filing a little more towards the outside of the ring than you would from the inside. Just trying to get a uniform clearance. Alright, we have not taken much off, but we're going to be doing, like I said, slow and steady. We're trying to win this race.
Well, dang. Dude's dad's building an 87 Nova.
Oh, that'd be sick. I think he got a 74 with the hatchback. That was a fun Nova. I had a 73 Chevelle with the swivel bucket seats. That thing was dope.
Swivel bucket seats.
Bro, that thing was sick. Like you could literally pull a lever on the side and it would turn sideways so you could step straight out the car. Like that
sounds insane.
Yeah, I missed that one. That actually ended up getting the first motor I ever rebuilt put into it. I used to have that. The first motor I rebuilt was a Chevy 350, and I put it into a 79 Cutlass Supreme. And then some old lady ran a stop sign when I was still breaking the motor in, and she clipped me on the front left and totaled the car.
Damn.
So I pulled that motor back out for a while. I put it in a 55 Studebaker truck. Nice. We are already over 20. Technically, we're already within specification. But then, after I had it in the truck for a while, I found out the body was too rusty. I just got rid of that one. And eventually, that 350 ended up in a...
Nothing like old-fashioned mechanical engines.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Seriously. It ended up in a 73 Chevelle. That thing was pretty sick. I think it was a Chevelle Malibu. Let's go just a tiny bit more until we can... Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to go much more. This is going to go faster than I thought. These rings are Hastings. They're not bad rings. If you want to do me a favor, Earl, maybe we'll just get you a pen and you can write like 1 through 8 here, and we'll start putting them, like I said, we'll match into the cylinders, just keep them
Organized.
we also got to be careful because these are number 1s, these are the top rings, these are number 2s, these are the bottom rings. We'll have to find a way to make sure everything is labeled. We don't screw up none of that. We usually put a little drill hole or a laser etch or something on top so we know everything's got to be oriented correctly with these. Our goal with this build is for 500 horsepower. I do believe it shouldn't be that hard. I was trying to get a stage 3 top end kit for it. But I highly recommend that if you ever look at TRE Performance and want to buy something from them, that you don't, because they're a bunch of bums. At some point we'll probably take a break, go get some lunch, and then we'll probably just go stop by O'Reilly's and get a ring expander. I used to do them just with a rag, but I want to be extra.
He's gonna be a beast.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that.
I actually drift with that guy on Car X.
Nice. Yeah, I'm glad Earl got into the Car X stuff because Gran Turismo's okay, you know. I got nothing against Gran Turismo. That Car X looks dope.
It's fun. It's fun. I backed right in perfectly behind the truck.
Dude, those are my favorite when they set up just crazy like roadblocks and be coming in backwards at Mach 3.
Bruh, I had uploaded a video. I was doing a solo run just out of freaking nowhere. Somebody just was parked on the road. I fucking whacked this shit.
You can't park there. Hey, you can't park there. Those are some of my favorites. People in a ditch.
O'Reilly's. If you ever want to try and find stuff for old shit, that's where you go.
What's it called?
O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly's, yeah. Dude, half of this bill was sponsored by Advance Auto Parts going bankrupt on the West Coast. I was getting all these parts for dirt. Like, I needed just a head gasket so I could check valve clearance and stuff like that. I got this from Advance Autos for $1.98, man. They usually charge like $30 a pop for these stupid things. Yeah, that was excellent timing. We should get AutoZone to go out of business next, get more free parts. I bought the starter for like $6. Got the power steering pump for $10. It's like deals.
Dude, the power steering pump is like insane insanely expensive.
I didn't even need this starter. I was just like $6. Let me get that anyway. Mine was kind of rusty.
Hey, at least we know. At least we got a replacement.
Yeah, it's weird because like we used to have some CarQuest out here, but then it was like Advanced Auto, and I thought they were doing. I don't know, they were busy and stuff, but
Oh man,
dude,
Advanced Auto it's weird.
it is kind of weird. I had a buddy that worked there. We used to work at Enterprise Rent-A-Car together way back in the day.
That went way back in the day.
Dude, that was like 2019.
That ain't way back.
That's 100 million years. Anything pre-COVID, that's a different era. That's like we don't remember
Shoot,
the
you
good old days.
Shoot, you ain't lying.
Back when I used to have DJ gigs every weekend that were cracking now. Ain't nothing going on in Seattle.
Except Rays.
Raves? Oh, did you see that one they threw under Spokane Street?
No.
They literally had like thousands of people chilling under the bridge, dude. And like the guy was on stage like jumping up and down, and the table broke. All his gear like fell. The music like, looking like a goofy. Like, y'all can dude, I'll have to pull up the link for you.
Oh, bro, I gotta see that.
Yeah, it's hella funny. That's my city. That's Seattle for you. Bunch of goofballs. Okay, that's looking close. Not quite 25. Definitely an even 20 plus.
Oh, okay, so
Just a little more.
yeah, bro. This is easy. Anybody can do it, bro. Just get your engine, just put it in. And if we tear it apart and just put the rings in, and it's all good to go.
Back in the day, we used to just use spring-loaded little like stones on a drill, and we would bore it out ourselves and stuff. You can still buy them.
That sounds like some dark age shit.
Dude, the company I'm about to start working for, Rottler, like, they started 100 years ago, and it was literally just like some stones on like a pipe, and then you manually twisted it by hand to bore the cylinders and stuff. It was to like, because your Model T would blow after like 300 miles, you have to like go in and like rebuild that shit yourself by hand.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, like when I went for the interview, like in the office, they had like this old weird leather looking thing. I'm like, what the heck is that? They're like, that's the original cylinder bolt.
That is hilarious. Yep, that's how it is, man.
So let's try something. Right now we're trying to aim between 20 and 25 thousandths. Why don't you look at some of the thinner ones and see if you can combine two to get something between. See what I'm saying?
Combine two.
So we're aiming for
20.
something that's between this thickness and that thickness, which means we need to add up 0.015 and 0.01 would put us, be 25 again. But you can see a bunch of these are thinner. So what's 12 plus 8? That would be 20 again. But what 12 plus 13? What would that put us at? I'm not a. You're the math guy.
That's
25 right there.
yeah.
So shit, we can't really come up with anything that's in between, can we? Unless we did 0.8 plus 13. What would that be? 13. Let's try that. I think that might work. Oh, and there's another one back there hiding too. Perfect.
13, I mean
So
12
now,
and a half.
Now we got 0.023. See what I'm saying? Now we basically just build 3 separate sizes. We can get an idea of how close we are to 0.0025.
This is the tedious part. You ain't lying.
Oh yeah, this is that tedious part, but when you don't grenade your engine, it's all worth it. See, that's where you don't want to let it go up or down. Like, you want to keep it like perfectly level. Be super careful. These are extremely strong. They're also crazy brittle. I was pulling a 454 apart for a friend, and one of the rings broke just pulling it off the piston. Like, it does not take a lot. All right, it looks like we got .023 on lock here. That's not too bad. It's a little tight, which means we're close to 2.5, but not over. That's my thing. Like, I want to get to 2.5, but I don't want to be a tiny bit over. That's what my machinist told me to aim for was .0025. Go just a little bit more. I do have another file. I'm willing to let you try it. But the most important thing is you keep that thing perfectly perpendicular. You're not tipping it this way, you're not tipping it that way, you're not coming back, you're not going up. You just, as long as you feel confident you can be perfectly perpendicular, I'll let you work on some filing. I'm gonna go just a hair more. We'll split the difference, aim for the wide end of .0023. Okay, that's it. One thing you can do, like, you can see the black paint on the tip, like, at least get all the way through that.
Okay.
That won't get us too wide. This is something we could pull out my carbon discs on a 2-inch Roloc rotary and do it much faster. You do not want to do this fast. This is like one of the few times, don't try and speed this process up at all, because the moment your 1,000ths over gap, you can never get that back. You can almost hear it when it's not like perfectly flat with it. Makes a different sound. So when we get this done, Earl and I are going to drag race for pinks. Me and the Mustang, him and his Lexus CT200.
Oh, nah, I see the technique.
Yeah, probably best to hold it pretty close to that head.
Hell yeah.
They want to see the drag race, Earl.
Oh, Jesus.
The problem is, I don't want to hybrid.
I'll probably take off faster.
I don't think so.
I'll probably take that because you don't want to grenade your shit.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably get you on I'll probably get you off on the takeoff for like what? Like what? 10 feet. Then after that, you just gonna come and gummy down.
if I'm still in that braking period, maybe.
Oh, if you pass the braking period, you gonna smoke me.
Hey,
But hey, I got that direct power hybrid.
you got that e-torque, bro.
Yeah.
That e-torque. Remember when Jason got that BMW 300e?
Oh my God, bro! I remember. I didn't know that was his car because the first time I saw it, that bitch was wrecked.
I mean, that's the thing. We were taking bets in the office, like how long is it gonna be before he totals the car? Like he did it before any of us guessed. We were all like 6 months, whatever. Like, it was like 3 weeks later. Dude, bro, like I remember when I got it. Like, no, he broke it, bro. Dude. I had just did the timing belt and the water pump on his,
that green Accord that he
on
had.
his red Accord, and he.
Oh, it was red.
Yeah, it was like the burgundy color. But yeah,
We had that fucking green Accord. I'm thinking about.
I had a white one that was a little older than his. But dude, yeah, he like wrecked it on the right front. And then he paid to get that fixed, and then he wrecked it in the same spot again, like a couple of weeks after that. Like,
Yeah, because I remember he came. I remember we saw the Beamer outside.
Yeah, it was a white one. The interior was nice. I think it was a 2018 BMW 300e. And that was pretty much like.
Is that one?
This is a number 1 cylinder.
Okay.
Put that in number 2. I like that. Yeah, let me put those in for you.
Yeah, because I don't want fuck
Let me
that
put
up.
those in. That's not easy. I have one of the cylinder ring compressors, but it's kind of old and rusty. We might just grab a new one.
You can definitely tell who know what the fuck they doing and who don't know what the fuck they doing.
Yeah, that's why I wanted Earl to come be present for this, man. He has a passion for automotive enthusiasm, all that stuff, but if you haven't rebuilt an old American V8, you need to get your hands dirty doing one of these. And you don't have to do like this stroker kit's very expensive. Like if you're just doing like a standard rebuild on a Chevy 350 or a 5.0, it's usually about $600 for the kit. It's not too bad. Like it's the moment you start trying to re-engineer all the internals that you better have about double whatever you think the budget's gonna be.
Maybe even triple.
Yeah. This one was spiraling out really fast before I got lucky and was blessed with some resources. Let me see the ends just so yeah, you can definitely keep going on both this side and that side. You can see just a little more till you get the black off the end of this one.
I didn't on one side. I go get both
No,
sides.
we're doing both sides here.
Okay.
Alright, I got some mixes on here we can throw. Hey, this mix is called
I
Seattle
love
Fire.
that wretched motherfucker. Alchemix.
There's a whole bunch of Seattle hip hop artists representing for the 206.
Get on up.
I'm missing Joe so I can see you.
I think this is Raz Simone. He tried to name himself the overlord of the Chop Chaz when we had. You remember Chop Chaz?
Chop Chaz.
When they took over Capitol Hill.
Oh yeah!
This guy was literally like patrolling the streets with an AK.
What?
Yeah, Raz is crazy. Shout out to Raz Simone. True Seattle native. Crazy as fuck, just like all of us.
When I don't need bossy, I've been putting it on silent. Ironically vibing when I don't miss a beat. So don't tell me that I'm never there. Don't tell me how I feel and I don't feel.
I see the difference.
I should be checking on this track line. I could be keeping all this ghosty. But I'm missing just so I can see you. Open your eyes. You know where my soul belongs. Don't say that I don't try. I'm missing just so I can see you. Open your eyes. You know where my soul belongs. Don't say that I don't try.
The nice thing is after we get through this part, pretty much we just load the rings onto the pistons, connect the connecting rods, clean everything up again, put the crankshaft back in. Should probably be able to have a short block by 5, 6 o'clock.
Got that sauce on me, and now it's so clean. Don't listen to my class. All that crispy, I'm missing juice so I can see you. Open your eyes, you know where my soul belongs. Don't say that I don't try.
He can't record that in here.
What's that?
He can't record that in here.
Record what?
That.
This mix?
Yeah.
I recorded that probably back in like 2017 or something. Like,
Dang, that was before I met you. Holy
it was
shit.
probably a little bit before you met me, or right around the time we was working together at good old Point S, one of the best automotive shops in history. Y'all check out Point S for excellent service.
Dude, they not even in business no more. They're
I'm
so
lying.
good.
Don't ever take your car to Point S. Both of us had to walk out on the job because it was so bad. Shout out to Little Joey.
No, Chloe.
Little Flo. Little Flo. I should pull up one of his tracks.
You getting wavy in this bitch.
I should pull up running through a check for you guys. Little Floey. Yeah, we should send Little Floey the link. He always got something crazy to say. Oh shit, we hella close. Almost got one down. But look at that, dude. See how square that is? How even and stuff the gap is?
Yeah.
That's what we're going for, right there, man. I'm talking maybe a few more strokes. This gap right at the end there. That's very close. Ever since I met this guy Earl, he's been talking about, I want to be a drifter, I want to be a drifter. I'm like, well, shit, my Mustang's laid up right now. We got to get you behind the wheel though. If anybody's got an old Nissan 200 SX, or if anybody else got anything rear wheel drive, we'll take a mini truck, whatever we need to get this guy started. Donate to the cause. Get Earl a drift car GoFundMe. So far, we've reached $0 of our goal.
You can't be doing that wild stuff.
I can definitely do that.
You motherfucker.
You gotta have a good time when you're building engines. My first car when I was 16. I bought a 1981 280ZX. Those cars are gutless. They got nothing under the hood. But they are rear-wheel drive, manual transmission, independent rear suspension, four-wheel disc brakes.
Four-wheel disc brakes in the 80s?
In 1981.
In 81? What?
Yeah. The other one that was almost the same, the RX-7, the first generation RX-7. Rear-wheel drive, manual transmission, independent rear suspension, four-wheel disc brakes. Japan brought a lot of innovation to America that we didn't see in domestic cars for another 10, 15 years.
Yeah, that's what, I didn't even realize that. Bruh, what?
Dog, I had to rev that thing up to like 5, 6 and just dump the clutch, but I'd still drift it everywhere. They're dogs, they're goats. The 280Z was pretty fast. It was a sporty car. The 280ZX, they were losing the race against Mazda and the RX-7, so they tried to make the 280ZX more of a luxury sports car. There was a 280ZX Turbo, and that thing was actually pretty badass. But yeah, the 280ZX is a dog. This is Travis Thompson. I actually like this one. He got a good catalog.
I feel like Regina George. Tell them they can't sell it. This what I've been fiending for. This what I've been dreaming about. What I told my team about. They just got me crazy cause my money in a meek amount. Half back like I'm really rough. Fade away like I'm sleepy. Finessing her bitch, your bitch is spoiled. Up to the kid and get up on me. That really for ass money. That titty, that's money. That Alex, I'm so good. I'm talking here with that's money. That fuck around, get the fuck around. And now you city with a 100 pounds that I'm plugging through the what's on routine. And open it up and on my chest like it can't get much.
So you're on Twitch, YouTube, and what?
Just YouTube and Twitch. My TikTok.
I'm a little bit worried. These songs might trigger YouTube. Twitch is cool, but YouTube. These are still more underground artists, but YouTube is they're tough when it comes to their copyright.
Oh, bro. It's a fucking nightmare with that. Honestly, I just want people to see the build. And the good thing is even though you might not get the royalties from the views, you still get the watch hours.
Yeah, exactly. You're still just trying to get past a certain point.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you've been over 1,000 followers forever. That's still the hardest thing for me. I'm over 1,000, but like the consistency of the watch hours is the hardest thing.
I got last time I checked, it was like 1,800.
That's not bad. You need like 4,000, right?
3.
Oh, I think they brought it down a little.
And on the next, it goes up and
Goes up higher tier. But like the nice thing is, as you get up there, they start promoting your stuff more, sharing it more, making it easier to actually slide a few things under the copyright radar. Yeah. I'm gonna call that good. It's a little on the tight end, but we'll call that good. Alright. Let me get that pen.
So now, if you know me, you know what I'm talking about. Yet a lot of you don't think you do. Came lyrics sound effect appropriate for this and move. Kill a mockingbird, we see the possible as they tear up our trash. Kill a hummingbird, you gotta be observed with your quickness, don't you crash. Dummy, there's nothing to me. Meanwhile, you step chop, just be the kid you exile. At the village at this pub, you 86 now. So get out or peel out. It's your choice, like Dress said, so head down, no chin up, just invoice. For you, so it's off. We ain't gonna stop. This might not be for you. Does this mental love is killing me? This might not be for you, so it's off. We just won't stop. This might not be for you.
Yeah, that's right. Over 20. You're playing 23, you got like halfway there. Don't worry. It looks like it's not quite straight. See how that one's like perpendicular? It looks like this one's going on a little bit of an angle. Let me finish out this one. You can go ahead and start on another number 1. Gotcha.
It's time to enhance your experience. Become what is in. Arrested left behind like Michael did. 1 years old kid, media mania will seek you out. Behold, this is it. You wasting with the scandal trips. Now you ain't worth a shit. This might not be for you, so it's off. We ain't gonna stop. This might not be for you.
Try and be real careful when you're putting it like in and off, not to nick anything on the outside. That's what exactly rides in the cylinder wall, so we don't want any nicks, no net. Yeah, Sam LaChao, Gifted Gab. We actually have some good hip-hop artists, but they're not typically very represented in the national scene.
because they don't get no support from anywhere else. That's the problem.
Which is weird because Seattle's definitely west coast to the core, but it's not like Cali west coast, you know? Like,
Nobody really wants to branch out. That's the way I see
the
it.
Seattle freeze is so real. Everybody standoffish, cold a-holes up here. Alright, that one's perfect. You got one down. 15 to go.
Why they run themselves to the pain? I put all the weight on my back and feel the strain. First killing, first death, don't feel the same. Too wrong, don't have the right, but you can't get
Actually, we can mark that box.
ash in a tray.
What's that?
We can mark the box.
Oh, I already did. I put 1 through 8, and then we'll put the second pistons just below them, you know, just to keep it easy and organized.
Just so we can part our ways.
How can
Every
we
time I always
straighten
feel
this
that I
back?
had some hard days.
Come back
Till I
this
get
way a
shot
little
at
bit.
and wish that I had some hard days.
Quite perpendicular.
Sometimes I go, sometimes I try hard, but for no gas. Sometimes I go, but either way I let the wind blow. Beneath my wings, flying through the air as I see my dreams. The wind blow. Beneath my wings, flying through the air as I see my dreams. How much hate can one kid take? How much love till it starts to become a drug? How much fame can you acquire till it starts feeding that fire? Now look, how much to listen up? I roll up all my window, the wind in my ears too loud. Get that weed smoke out of my face, I need a clear view out. I'm looking up and see Seattle in my rear view now. I gotta leave if shit gets messy, I'm gonna roll up my sleeve. Raindrop, had the hood in my beat. Sometimes I feel alive.
I like this track.
This one's not bad. I think it's Raz Simone and Samuel Chop.
But I'm fucking addicted to it. It was written. Bitches tumbling out the bathroom, still sniffing. Damn, I guess my college buddies are wrapped up in goofy bitches. They play with their lives, picking up down, we won't miss them. And sometimes I don't listen. Sometimes I ride.
Don't get me wrong, Seattle, the scene kind of changes when you go to Seattle, but so does Tacoma.
Dude, Tacoma is nothing like Seattle, dude.
I'm talking about women wise.
Oh shit. If you want like actual like hip hop heads and chill people, like Tacoma got it. Like Seattle's weird about that stuff now. We got this. Little salvage. Oh yeah. 23 over. Okay, perfect. Got about 2,000 more to go.
I don't think I'm gonna make it down to
I like this one too.
I was busy riding with my crew.
Yeah, this one sounds dope too.
I'm gonna say this is sadistic or somebody, but I might be wrong. A lot of people think like Seattle rappers is like Lil Mosey. Fuck Lil Mosey. Fuck that goofy.
Didn't he do some dumb shit?
He did like Blueberry Faygo was his only damn song that ever really got any play. Then he made like the remix 2 years later.
Now I'm talking about, has he gotten into some trouble lately?
He tried to move, he dropped out of school when he was like 16 and tried to move to LA because he thought he was gonna blow up off that one track. And I'm pretty sure he already came back to, he's not even from Seattle, he's like Mount Lake Terrace, bro. A lot of these people try and act like they came out like this area, the dirty south of Seattle, when Macklemore's from Aberdeen, bro. He's not even close to Seattle, bro.
Dude, Aberdeen is like fucking in the butt fuck middle of nowhere.
We don't even claim Aberdeen. We've been trying to like excommunicate them from Washington State as a whole. Only thing in Aberdeen is meth and more meth. Ocean Shores, that whole area, man.
I just thought it was just a lot of weirdos out there.
Ocean Shores is cool. I still go down there like once a year, but like Long Beach, Longview, whatever they call it, Kelso.
Longview.
Yeah, there's nothing to do down there, so they just smoke meth.
I serviced this chick trucking, but that's from Longview. She had to come pay like $4 or $5,000 worth of shit.
A Titan?
Armada, pretty much a Titan. a Titan with a few extra seats in the back and a roof over it.
The Titan SUV.
Pretty much. The rear axle had to get replaced on that
Oh
motherfucker.
fuck! I would have just strapped it, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, bro, it was fucked. When I tell you it was fucked, bro, it was fucked.
I don't know why people are like, hey, this car beats the shit and has no value.
Bro, and I think she bought it like just a year ago.
Damn.
Like it was completely fucked.
Almost, man. We're hella close.
Let's see if you fucking do that. That's what happens when you have that experience doing this.
You can see how much easier it is to build a 4-cylinder though, just because half as much shit to do, you know. But for me, it comes down to simple physics, you know, like.
Yeah, your 4-banger's not gonna get the same output like a V8.
I have so many Hondas try and like act like, oh, I'm not even gonna tell you what I'm running under the hood. I'm like, I don't care because I know you're not rear wheel drive or V8, so like, I don't care how much boost you're pushing. Like, if you're in a 2.0 coming up against a 5.0, I already have like 1.5 more of your engines than you do under my hood, bro. It's physics.
If I ain't have nothing done to the motor and you had all the bill, maybe.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like, on a super twisty, windy short course, am I going to be able to keep up with them? Probably not.
Fuck no.
But that's why I don't go on some shit. That's why you don't see me at Pacific Raceway. Actually, Pacific is a pretty nice course, man.
I didn't know that they had rally courses out here.
Dude, you never heard of Dirtfish?
Yes, weed is legal. Weed is legal.
It's so good up here too. we got that Zaza that's like most exotic. Honestly, from right here at my house, I could throw a stone in any direction, and there's a 50% chance it's gonna hit the roof of a weed dispensary.
That is very true.
Dude, we could walk 2 blocks right now.
If we could literally walk to the dispensary like right now, like
Red
literally.
Seattle Marijuana Store got deals, and they're 2 blocks away.
Shoot, it's better than the fucking bullshit that I got by my house in Kent.
I have seen some garbage out in Auburn and Kent.
Believe it or not, I don't think there's a dispensary in Kent.
It could be, dude. Like some of the smaller towns in Washington, like.
No, wait, there is, cause on the opposite end, on Pack Highway.
Okay, man, that's more like Federal Way. Federal Way, that's probably more like here. Dispensary every other block.
It's weird because they call that area like Des Moines.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's such a weird gap.
There's even a part of Auburn that's like almost right over there by Federal Way. It's hella weird.
Yeah, like where I used to live.
All right, 2 is good. Oh shit, I did put Mosey in here. I'm embarrassed of myself. This was probably when he first dropped and we didn't know he was a food yet. Alright, trade me, I'll take that one. This is number 3. Dude, we're almost done with one band. Bro. Yeah, you look like you actually got pretty close. Honestly, I think you went too far. You're doing way too far. So basically, as soon as you get through like the black, stop. Just like set them here and let me go from there. All right. Damn it. Get an idea how too far you went. It's not like terrible. And it's definitely way wider in the back. You are not holding them perpendicular at all. So yeah, just basically try and cut through the just cut through the black. Gotcha.
I ain't got no worries. Why you in a hurry? Don't call me, I'm recording. I don't even party. I just smoke on it and kick it with my shorty. I ain't got no worries. Why you in a hurry? Don't call me, I'm recording. I don't even party and I don't even miss.
Do people really file rings anymore like this?
Everybody does. We have to.
Never seen people do this.
They have like total seals, which I don't think you have to file a total seal. Are we missing a ring? Because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's weird.
Third rings.
You have to file those too?
Put one of the ones in the 2s. Luckily the 2s got dots, so we know that's going to be up. Yep, that's exactly what happened. This is a 1, I don't know. So I have nothing indicating ID. It's supposed to have a laser edge or something. That's a 1 for sure. Okay, at least we got that sorted. I was freaking out for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I ain't got it. Woo! Got me. Got me all concerned over here. Yeah, I know I didn't file the rings the first time I did it, but I also wasn't building a high horsepower application. Like if you're building race motors, you're pretty much always going to file these to fit. You know what? I got an idea. I'm going to try this number 3 in different holes and see if one's maybe just a tiny bit tighter. If there's a cylinder that gets it closer to 25, we'll move it to that cylinder instead. Hopefully. Find one hole. still be okay. If we can avoid losing any compression, that's a win.
Okay, Billy, I don't ever even drive. Supermodels next to me, I ain't even inside.
About the same.
Man, she looking so excited. Couple
that shit is so deep.
Oh, dude.
That shit is
This is-
insane that you see this.
This is how it goes. I know this is not technically how it goes, but we're just gonna put R6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is Jay Park. He's actually home about it.
I feel like I heard him before.
Yeah, you probably heard him before. He's a true replica of the 206.
Damn.
It feels better in this one. Hey, look at us getting creative, dog. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay. So this gonna be.
Still do.
Actually, let me just go ahead and figure out what the real firing order is.
Still love me. Shit, I've been traveling around the country. You prioritize colors and after dinner sex. I'm just trying to make sure my city shines on the internet. You're 22, you're crazy as shit and love to fight. I'm 24 and live the dreamed out life. You're Netflix and chill. I'm more like fuck first and back to work. But what's worse? Oh, nothing.
Firing order.
To get back to work. That's what you sound like. That is hilarious.
You
Try to be on myself. I try to love you. Listen to me, I'm missing you. Open my hand. Wrong hand. Wrong man.
There we go. 5 on. Actually, I was right. Okay, so we're gonna move that one. You did a little too big to cylinder number 5.
Because it's perfect.
It's just about perfect for 5. Oh, all right. Creative problems require creative solutions. This guy's dope too, Dave B.
You know what I was mainly looking at recently? The differences between Japanese drifters and American drifters.
The technicality of anything coming out of Japan is usually ahead of us by leaps and bounds, man. Like,
To be truthfully honest, the Americans are more technical.
they're dialed in what they have. Like,
But
Japan,
the
they created
Japanese,
the art, and they understand
the technique.
power is not what wins a drift. Like, they understand power is one element. Power to weight ratio and skill is way more important than.
Yeah, and then not only that, their style is a lot different simply because
They was actually doing it on mountains and stuff. Like, their life is on the line. Like, most Americans have not drifted off a track where you could go and flip your car 9 times down a hillside.
well, the thing is what the fandom says is most American style drifters have to have the car set up optimal in order for it to do what it needs to do. It's not that way with the Japanese.
And that's what I want for you, is for you to realize
It's not.
you could drift in an 86 Corolla. You could drift in anything rear wheel with a manual transmission. I'd rather have you like focused on technique and style than, oh, I need a 350Z with 20K worth of mods. Like, you know what the least fun car to drift is? A 350Z, man. Like, I don't like them at all personally.
Even with the short wheelbase?
The big problem for me was when Nissan swapped from like the straight sixes to the V6s. It's just not the same, dude. The straight six makes more torque, winds up more balanced. Like I love the good old days when you could still get a straight six in a little sports car. Have you seen the Hurricane motor?
The what?
The Hurricane. You can buy a crate motor that's a straight six and you can put like twin turbos on it. Makes about 600 horsepower. You could drop something like that into a... Personally, I don't think a super short wheelbase is a huge event. When I was drifting in a first generation RX-7, they're squirrely, like they'll slide off the track. I like having a little longer wheelbase. Not like a truck, but like...
It's to me, cars are longer wheelbases are easier to control.
The first gen RX-7 we built, we put a second generation engine in it. So instead of the 12A naturally aspirated, we had a 13V turbo. It was about 150 horsepower over stock. It was dope for like figure skating. I could do figure eights to little tight donuts to big ass donuts to figure eights the opposite way. I could just keep it going. The rotary motors, they don't have any fucking valve train, so they rev up to like 10K. Like it was sweet, but actually trying to be precise on the track, I didn't like it.
It's hard because they don't have a low end torque.
They have pretty good low end torque. You gotta warm them up first. But nah, for me it was mostly like I thought it was mostly the short wheelbase. To be honest, like
Really?
I like having a slightly longer wheelbase.
The RX-7, the second
Yeah, my second
gen
gen and third gen, it was a much longer wheelbase. It was also tri-rotor turbo shit by the third gen. Those things are good. But honestly, if I ever had to rebuild a rotary engine, I wouldn't even know where the fuck to start. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Nothing is round inside of it. Like it's triangular. Like how are you supposed to bore a triangle? You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a way. I'll probably learn if I get this job with Rob. But
They get rotaries?
they do everything, man. Like they do Caterpillar, like V16s and shit, dude. Like
What?
I'm talking like cylinders this big. Like each cylinder has its own individual head. So if you blow one cylinder, you don't have to replace the whole motor. You take one head off. They call it a floating cylinder. Like it's literally you can take the whole cylinder out, drop in a new fucking cylinder, put the head back on, just keep going.
So the whole fucking cylinder input just comes out in one
Everything.
unit.
They call them a pack. You can just drop in one cylinder. It's a hella smart design, actually. Go ahead and put that on for now. Yeah, for perfect.
So can I take it back to the days when I had a big rap, bumping every nip, having custom hella sound. Young and stupid as L's and W's and smells, running and moving with it.
Honestly, I'm gonna do what you're doing. Take off the glove and get it at the edge. Because honestly, it's better that way.
Growing up forever young and thinking nothing else. My haters left me, dog. I just miss my fucking friends. I used to trip out and think like, what if you listen to me? What type of person Lil Quincy would be? Now I'm sniffing and seeing women deceived and be chasing after the man that I am. But they're just trying to poison the rapper. I look at him and realize I got no choice in the matter. Woo! You boys back in Seattle, I'm about to fuck shit up.
Let's see. Shit, my SD card is already full. We'll get these top rings done. I'll unload my card and put in the next one. Let's see what we have. Get that boy.
Yippee-oh-yippee-yay. It's Friday and I'm cooking the fried steak and my eyes are looking like 5 days. Vibrate, I'm late again, my band's mad. Eyes roll, rainforest, face smells, hands smack. Flowers off my
It'll be interesting to run a compression test on this bitch after we're done. Nice. Did a better job without. One thing I can say, like, you're definitely getting like not quite perpendicular. It's not easy, but like what I'm doing is I'm putting a lot of pressure down to try and keep it like.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
The
I
other
thought the main reason why you wouldn't put it down because you don't want that to bend.
No, that shouldn't be a problem with the steel. And this is also this is more
I'm
of
talking
a,
about the rig itself. I wouldn't want
oh
that.
yeah, exactly.
I
But
wouldn't
if you're only holding it on one side, it's not going to be a problem.
Oh, okay.
Like right by the head there.
Okay.
But yeah, this I think is a more rough cut file. So yeah, don't do like you did on number 5. You're doing a good job. Don't get me wrong. But like mine, I can file twice as hard, twice as long because it's more of a fine cut. I think yours is more rough, so it's perfect for just taking off the coating. But yeah, there's actually a formula for this. It was like you add 1,000ths for every diameter of piston size. These are big ass pistons, man. They're 4-inch big pistons like that. The new Mustangs, their pistons are way smaller than this.
Because it's not a big motor. It's all fucking timing chains.
Actually, most of them now are 5.0. It's about the same displacement. But yeah, it's technically not a V8. It's technically a Y8. Like this is like V. Like those are.
Because it's got the fucking
the
big
split
ass
is so
camshafts.
wide. And they have like these connecting rods are like 6 inches long or something. The connecting rods in the new Mustangs are 11 inches long, bro. Like they're getting power out of the stroke, not the actual bore side.
Yeah.
And the one advantage they had there is what's called the rod ratio. It puts less force on the cylinder walls. But what we did here, doing like the maximum amount of bore and stroke, when the piston comes back up, it's coming at a steeper angle. It's putting more force on the cylinder walls. It is going to wear out faster than a stock 5.0 would.
Physics is everything. That's it. That's it.
Everything.
That's
Rod ratio. There's no such thing as free horsepower without some sort of trade-off. Like, but you know what I want to do?
What?
With the sloppy pistons that we got, I want to build with the other block. I already got steel heads and everything for it. We're going to put together a 306, and then we're going to run a fucking shit ton of nitrous. We're going to do like a 2-stage. We're going to do like 100 horsepower first hit and like 175 second hit. And you're actually going to be able to keep up with me just off the NOS. And since it's going to be an all-steel block and we prep it right, we tune it right, it'll handle it. But when it does blow up, it's going to be fucking...
It's gonna be gnarly.
It's going to be...
It's gonna be gnarly.
It's going to be catastrophic engine failure. But yeah, we'll make ourselves another one with wider internal clearances like a race block. And then we will just pump it full of laughing gas. So you can kind of feel like what I'm trying to build NA over here. And my buddy was like, oh, you should put a supercharger on it. I'm like, yeah, it ain't gonna need that. It ain't gonna need none of that.
Strange, unconditional love is unobtained. I got nothing left to say. Give me something I can bang. Run up in the train, take the money back and double it, man. There's a couple things we're trying to count must-haves, but for the rest of things. So that's the reason it's going back. Get up, get on, get right, get strong, get ready to get going. Got to get over. Got to get over, get some. Give me that, give me that. Get mad, get drunk, get loud, get lucky, get found, and get fucked. Got to get over. Gotta get over to get.
You got a set of gloves I can use for my fucking steering wheel?
Gloves?
It's got Alcantara leather on it. I'm trying to hurry up and get some gloves before I fucking ruin it. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. We should look into some good driving gloves. I could probably use a pair too. Gotta keep that grip.
Jordan's inspired me to be a drifter.
We're gonna get you all the sponsors, man.
We gotta get Jordan to do it.
We need a need a tire sponsor too. We're gonna be going through those. When I was down in Utah still, I had like 500 used tires and a tire machine and a balancer in my yard, bro. That was back when I was running the Mustang hard over here.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot you had that fucking thing.
Back in the good old days. And I mean, that's a good way to make money right there. If we just put like one of the Hunter TC25s, the one that's run off of like compressed air, in the back of a box truck, and we just started going to drift events and we would charge people just to like swap out tires and shit.
Yeah.
You can make some money. I'm trying to gap them a little too big on the far right now. I gotta be careful. Gotta stay calm.
Get up, get on, get right, get strong, get with it and get gone. Got to get over, gotta get over to get some. Give me that, get mad, get rough, get loud, get lucky, get found or get fucked. Got to get over, gotta get over to get some.
Probably put on right over here for now. We'll check the other side once we get in there.
Oh man, my little brother's being over there was a lot.
Yeah, it seems like they've been expecting you to take them often and for crazy long amounts of time, dude.
Like me, I fucking shower every day. I was like, yo, y'all been over here damn near 3 days. I said, why haven't one of y'all hopped in the bathtub? Because, you know, they're too short to take a shower.
How old are these motherfuckers?
6 and 9.
That's like the age little boys ain't trying to brush their teeth, they ain't trying to shower, they ain't trying to do none of that, you know? Like, but then again, like, you ain't their daddy. It's not your job to be making sure that these kids' hygiene is on point.
You ain't lying. I wasn't trying to do that either.
Nah, man. That's like, I got 10 nephews, bro.
And then
I got 10 nephews. They ain't never like asked me to watch their kids for like 24 hours or 3 days, dog. That's crazy to me.
4.
That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy to me they would even pretend like these people accused you of being on hard drugs. What type of father is gonna say, oh, this guy's on hard drugs, take my kids for 4 days? You know what I'm saying? Like, the type of accusations that motherfucker done made against you, it's criminal. It's 100% clear that he was just lying out the fucking side of his face, like, trying to bash you to your mama. Like, any decent father that believes somebody's actually on hard drugs, he would never just drop his kids off with them and leave them for days. Like, that's some fucking nonsense right there.
You ain't lying. This is a rough fire.
Yeah, that one's the heavy bite.
That alchemy mix.
That
I like it though.
Like the good old days, I needed just cutting vinyl.
That wretched motherfucker.
In the
Alchemist.
shop.
Alchemist.
Back when I had a real shop, I didn't have to build engines in my kitchen.
Yeah. That motherfucker talking about who's Lil Boosie.
Don't even find out. Don't even bother to find out.
I remember back in
Lil Mosey is nobody. Every once in a while, I'll see him like interviewed on one of those like rap Instagram channels. I'm just like, what are you doing talking to this kid? What are you doing? Leave this kid alone. Let him go to college and get a real job like he needs to. Lil Mosey.
We already got one for number 5.
Yep, that is correct. Nice, we got number 3 done. Beautiful. Hey, we're halfway there with the top. That's not bad. And I think, I'm not sure, we'll do a little more research, but I think the, careful man, don't put that on top.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very, very careful with those. Yeah, we'll put these back here or something. Fit those.
I followed this to the last one I didn't.
Nice.
Fucking wrist. That better get you.
Yeah, right? That's it. It's gonna start to add up.
That better get you.
Dude, you can go with it though. Like, you're cutting them like just as far as you should to let me take over. That's the beauty of this. The first time, it feels tedious. The second time is actually like, this ain't that bad. This ain't that bad. Let me know if you get hungry or something. We'll take a break, go get a sandwich, unload the SD cards and stuff. You still got more space on your computer and everything? Like,
Oh, hell yeah.
how many gigs you got on that bad boy?
Man, I got a terabyte, but I'm not using a whole terabyte.
That's not bad, dude.
I wanted to get 2 terabytes, but I didn't want to pay an extra $600 for another fucking
No
terabyte.
reason, man. Get a 2 terabyte external, man. That's no need for that in there. Like sometimes I like having that on my music production rig just because I got 85 gigs of just like samples and shit.